Hey there! How about that fancy stuff? Let's put some headphones on here. Make sure I got some stuff happening. Oh, yeah, I can hear myself. I'm hoping that the audio on this one is not as terrible as the last one. I've been playing around with a bunch of different settings and found out it was something weird in my camera. I think it's a firmware update, but hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully it isn't peaking. Hopefully it doesn't sound terrible. Hopefully this is live streaming and it wasn't like last week, which was a disaster. I'm going to go take a look at the comments here. I want to see what we got. Okay, Worth It or Not is here. Clean Air Films. Hey, man. Bart Johnson. Hey, buddy. How you doing? Hello, Bart. Hello. Nice sound today. Hey, thanks, Frizlev. Appreciate it. Yay! Bart, man. Glad you could make it. Okay, so we're just going to rip right into a few of the questions first that were emailed to me and just cover them. Over here, we have the following. I want to just give a shout out to a person named Patrick Whalen. I'm not going to say why. Let's turn that off. I just want to give him a little shout out, and he knows why. Thank you, Patrick. First question. Setting up a part-time studio in garage. Currently have typical overhead shop lights. Have to replace them anyway because old and broken. Wondering if it makes sense to install 500K LED lights and even a rectangular style softbox lighting fixture on the ceiling. Originally I thought I would just turn off the overhead and use a few lights on the stands, but as much as I can build in to make setup faster, simpler, might be worth it. Drive out car, pull down the backdrop, roll in the tripod, start recording faster. Cool. Also in your studio walkthrough, you have a wall and ceiling mounted lights and things. Any specific gear or approach you recommend? Thinking it also might be easy to boom a mic by installing some kind of ceiling mount. Would you recommend using a specific mount or just adding a fastening point to which super clamp or other grip stuff could be attached, mix match, depending upon what it might be holding? Robert Spivak. And hopefully I didn't kill your name. Okay, Robert. Cat. Let me just say this. You're setting up a new studio and you're going into the garage. My advice, I got all your questions. Well, let me give you my advice at the end. Let me just show you a few things here. So what Robert's talking about is a bunch of different stuff. In my studio, have the C-stand. Now, it doesn't look very cool, but what happens is this thing will raise up to 10 feet, and this comes out, oh, I forget how far this comes out. Anyway, I don't even use this thing on it. I move it down, and then what I do is I use this K-TEK boom pole. I happen to buy it, wow, in 2014 along with my NTG3. This is the boom pole. It's really expensive. I suggest you get something cheaper. And then I get this little mount. So what this little mount does is if you go over to here, is you put that in here. And then what that does is that holds this boom pole, which extends from 2 feet to nearly 9 feet. It just sits in this little holder. And then what happens is you're able to have this thing way up, way down, etc. The other thing you're talking about is these brackets, which are really beefy and heavy that I use in my studio because I don't like stands and cords everywhere. They're hard mounted. Um, there are also, where are those guys? They're in here. There's also these dudes. They extend from about 1 to 2 feet, which are cool. What else I got in here? That's cool, that's cool, that's cool, that's cool, that's cool, that's cool, and that's cool. Okay. What I really suggest is you keep it really simple. Like if you're just starting and you're setting up your garage and you start fixing and mounting things and brackets and microphones you pull down and lights and stuff like that, I totally get it. But here's the problem is once you fix those and you start adjusting your lights and doing various things like that, if you want to move them or it doesn't work well or something bad is going on, you're going to have to unmount them and move them around, and it's going to be really a pain. I would suggest either getting some bunch of light stands, a boom for your microphone and everything else. Go totally cheap out. Buy some cheap, crappy $10 or $15 light stands for your lights. Buy some cheap, crappy boom pole thing for 10 or 20 bucks. And get it set up and film it and do it a couple of times. I know it's a pain in the ass to pull out and set up at the garage and then to go back in, but get everything nailed in. And then once you have that set up, then you can go off and start buying all the stuff. You'll be like, okay, I've nailed it. I like the lighting. I like where I'm standing. I like the depth. I like the background. I have a backdrop. Everything's working. And once that's all working, then go spend the money and all the cool stuff to fix things. It's a pain in the butt. You're going to have to back out of your garage, set things up. Maybe you can put some rolly wheel things and stuff like that. But I really suggest you just try it and you get it set it up and you film it until you look at that and you go, that's really nailed. Then mount all of the things, because then you'll know where you want the mic, how far you're going to be from a back wall, what the backdrop's going to be like, what the lighting's going to be like, and everything else. That's my suggestion. My next suggestion on that is probably the most important you should work on is, I think somebody asks this in the next question. Actually, somebody asks it in the next question, so let me go to the next question. And this is what I think you should actually work on. And thank you. Down here we have, this is from Fons Vanderhart, the Grand Tours fans. Hi, Kevin. I have maybe a strange question. That's not the one. Ah, this is the one. Yes, I am here again, but this time two things. I'm thinking about building my own studio in my house. I don't have much space, but I can clear out a storage room, which actually is a very small 8'10" by 5'3". Yeah, that's pretty small. A bit worried about the sound. I want to prevent an echo like I have nowadays in the studio where I work from. Unfortunately, it's a space I get for free, but I can't really do something about the sound there. What do you think would be better? The ready-to-go sound dampening panels, which are available through Amazon and other retailers, or the DIY panels, which you often seen on YouTube made with rock wool? Yeah, it's going to apply to both of your things. To answer his question and to tell Robert what you really should work on, go on Amazon and just get some cheap moving blankets. When you go into that garage, you are going to fight reverberation and sound bouncing all over. You need to get something. It doesn't matter if you hang some plywood or bar from the ceiling. Just get some large moving blankets and hang those up, because otherwise it's going to sound terrible. And as you know, sound is not 50% and video 50%. To me, it's more like 90 audio and 10% video. So get some sound blankets, some cheap sound blankets. In fact, let me do this. I have an idea here. Let's go over to our comments. Where are you? Here you are. Just want to check here. Sounds great. Hello. Hey, Denmark. Hi, Fleming. Sounds good. Thank you. Looks and sounds good. You've got our Let's Begin text on the screen still. Uh-oh. Maybe that was fixed. What switcher are you using? Didn't look like ATM Mini. I'm not. I plan on getting one. Didn't see mention in your equipment list. Not the ATM Mini. Steven Sausalito. Hey, man. Hey, you doing? It's me, Steven. I launched my new YouTube now. All have to do is create content for which I'm thinking of right and choosing the format of vids. Hey, cool, man. Whether the edited vids with intercuts between what I'm showing of me and old school talking. Cool. I just wanted to grab something real quick here, just to save you the pain. I have okay. There's the C stands. Here's the boom pole support holder. I'll cover this in a second. There's the Heil mic. There's the large wall mount brackets. And most importantly, the point that I was trying to make here is here's those sound blankets. They're like 10 bucks. I keep saying blasket. Sound blankets. They're like 10 bucks or 30 bucks for 4 or something like that. That's my suggestion. If you're going to set up your studio, well, short story, I have this editing area, I have this B-roll area, I have the studio over here, and I've changed it so many times and moved it around so many times and moved around lights and stuff like that to where I think I have it nailed. It's more about the intensity of the lights, but that took years. I'm not saying take years, but at least take a month or so to get your blankets in place, to get your sound deadening and to set everything else, to set up your lights, get everything cool, get everything working. Then if you want to fix everything, then fix everything. But make sure to get some sound blankets. I've gone out and spent lots of money, per this other question, on these fancy dancy sound baffles and all this stuff. For me, maybe one day I'll go there. Right now, no. I use basically a backdrop in my studio, and I have a few sound blankets. Just start there, because otherwise you're going to spend a bunch of money and you're going to spend a lot of time. All right, let's go to the next question and check out the comments again. Okay. Thanks as always for the sound advice and bright ideas. Hey, Dave C. Video. Hey, you bet. Sound advice. Nice pun. All right, next question before we get into more comments and stuff like that. Let's go here. Now up here, this is Fawns again. I have maybe strange question for your live stream. Whenever you visit a TV studio for recordings or when you're on the set of a movie, there are always people walking around doing makeup for actors and presenters. Yep. With the exception of YouTube channels about makeup, you never hear anyone talking about this subject. Personally, I do not use makeup and I don't intend to do so in the near future. So in the far future, you will. That was a joke. But with my hairline going backwards over the years, me too, I've noticed that during a hot summer day when I'm recording, I have to take care to keep my forehead dry to prevent reflections. What do you know about this subject? Some. Do you use makeup yourself for your videos? No. Or do you know people who do so? Yes. And is it really necessary in a good YouTube production, as apparently is in the professional industry. Hopefully I can make it to your live stream tonight. Oh, because you're in a different time zone. I was going to go look out the window, go what happened. But it might be tight due to time difference. Thank you for all your great work. Cool. Thanks, man. So I don't use makeup. I do things like I've been working really late hours and getting not a lot of sleep. Don't worry, I'll catch up. And sometimes I do lighting because I don't use makeup. Now I do, if I'm going to go out and shoot or I'm going to do an interview for women and girls, they know how to do their own makeup usually, and that's cool. I do carry something like this. I don't know if you could see this. This is a little makeup kit. I should probably zoom in on that. And this is not a makeup kit or a professional makeup kit, but I keep some stuff in here. I keep things to take shine off the head, some little pads, some things like if somebody has like a big red dot or something, I'll take it off, and obviously I check with them first. It's a good idea to do this. I don't use makeup. I don't want to use makeup. And the reason why I don't want to use makeup is twofold. Because one, I hate it and it feels weird and I'm not used to wearing it. And two, if I start wearing makeup, I'm looking into the future thinking, well, now I have to always wear makeup. And if I don't wear makeup, then it's going to get really ugly when I go on camera without makeup. As far as the sweat and the glistening forehead, I don't know what to do about sweat. There's all sorts of things that people do. They have different type of de-sweat things, and they wipe things in between takes and stuff like that. But you can definitely get a powder that will match and tamp up here, and it'll quit the shine that's hitting on your forehead from the lights. The other thing you can do is you can adjust your lights. For instance, I have glasses. Did you notice? And when I'm filming in the other studio, the reason why you don't see me with this eye light and it's perfect and it's all bright and shiny is because I have glasses and they reflect lights. So what I do is I move in the studio a little bit here. I'm not too concerned with this. Is I move the lights out. They're at like a 45. And then I move them up and point them down. That way when I'm doing an episode in the studio, I'm sitting there, and unless I look up, there's no reflection. These are up a little, that one's up a little. Boy, it's kind of dark. I feel like I'm missing a light here. Yeah, that's fine. So you can also adjust your lights to not hit the top of your head. That's iffy. But you can use something on your head, some type of, not necessarily makeup, but some type of powder. And it's used to keep like shine down and stuff like that. I'm sure other people who have done a bajillion interviews or who do live stuff that are really skilled in this. Again, for a YouTube channel, I don't do a makeup channel. I'm also kind of a Richard in a little bit of a way in, you know, if you don't like the way I look and you don't like the way I am and you don't like when I say that, I don't care. I'm just like, go away. I'm not here to please everybody. I'm here to please people who watch my channel and subscribe it and stuff like that. Okay, that's that question. Let's go check the comments and go to the next one. Comments, where are you? There you are. Okay, Dave C. What's the barcode on the makeup bag? Huh. Well, that's interesting. What is the barcode on the makeup bag? That's a good question. I don't know. I wish I could see this. That's awesome, isn't it? What is that thing? It's it's a barcode from another product. It looks like 30 yards of premium black something tape or something like that, or ribbons or something. I stole this bag. I put my little thing on it, and there you go. You probably think it was fancy. Like I go into a shoot and I barcode things, check them in and check them out. I'm not that fancy, but that's a cool idea. All right. Glenn, hello, sir, from London, stormy London. Welcome from stormy Oregon. Bart Johnson, I just always look tired in my videos because I was tired. Me too. Trevor Bagnall, hey man, live in Canada in winter, no sweating. Well, there's a way to go. Grant Tours fan, hey man, I'm just in time. Unfortunately, only for 40 minutes. Well, hopefully this doesn't go that long. Steve and Saucedo, old school film gaming reviews. Having glasses on when your film is always hard, the reflection, of course, and sometimes people can see what you're looking at through the glasses. Yeah, that's totally true. Totally, totally true. It took me a while to figure out this glasses thing. I wear glasses, and I forget how this works. I always forget this near farsighted thing. I need glasses to see far, and I have really good sight near. If I'm just ad-libbing something, I could not use glasses. If I'm reading a teleprompter, I need the glasses. And there's all sorts of things you can do. I've covered this in other episodes. Like if you're wearing glasses, you can take your glasses and put these, they make these little rubber bands or something. So when your glasses are sitting here reflecting light, what they do is they sit on your ears just a little bit and they point down. And then you don't get the reflection. I also spend a stupid amount of money on these. Like, I think my lenses or Nikon, I don't know. These things cost are like, I think retail before insurance and stuff, they're like $600 because they have anti-coating and this coating and don't burn your radiation eyeballs out coating and everything else. I just kind of relegated myself to the fact that I'm wearing glasses. I like wearing glasses. I like to be able to see the monitor above what I'm filming, to see when the batteries are running out, if the card is full or something like that. And if somebody doesn't like my glasses, well, sorry. That's a personal decision. Why don't you wear contacts? Because you can't see my eyeball, but there's a very, very minuscule, what do they call it? Calcium deposits? Cannot even see it in the mirror, but I've tried wearing contacts and it rubs them and it hurts and I don't like it, so I don't wear contacts. But yeah, adjust lights around or adjust the glasses. I mean, when you look at it, light is hitting something that's reflective. So either change the angle of what's reflective, that includes TVs and other thing behind you, or change the lights. And you got to play with it. Okay. Try and make sure to do. Chris Pettit. Hey, man. Hello, sir. Thanks for joining us. A sheen breaker is good to have in your kit. What is a sheen breaker? Question again. The switcher you're using, you mentioned it wasn't an ATM, but you didn't say what model you're using. I'm going to let Chris Pettit get back with a sheen breaker. This guy is like film. He's got more words and film stuff in his brains than nearly anybody I know. And usually when he comments, I have to ask him back 15 questions. And then he'll mention the thing and then he'll associate it with something that I know. And I'll be like, oh, I get it. So anyway, the model I'm using, I'm just using a Stream Deck. It's $99 or $149. It's cool. It works. And I'm just starting out live streaming. And if you were joining me last week, things can go very wrong. I've been watching Curtis Judd's channel and researching one of these ATEM decks. I do want to do multi-camera. I do want to do music. I do want to do this. I want to switch things around. I want to have cool little comedy things coming up on the screen and doing all that cool stuff because I'm getting to the point where I'm just getting comfortable with this. And I want to do something way more cool and do way more of these live streams. So I am checking into that. I'm going to NAB in April in Las Vegas, and I believe they're going to be there. So I'm going to go check out all sorts of live streaming decks and stuff like that. Let's go take another question over here on this thing. Did I miss anything? Question, Patrick Whalen. That was I love you, Patrick. And he and I know that why. And no, that's not what you're thinking. He just did a really nice thing for me. We did that. We did the reflections. We did get some sound blankets, mess with your studio, figure it out before you start going crazy and investing in all sorts of crazy stuff. Oh, this thing. This is again from Fonz. Basically, he's going through and he's talking about someplace, the Ohio Fish Savers fans or something like that. Here, let me throw this link in here. Let's go over here. Let's hit this. I grabbed this link. I think I did. Oh, crap, I didn't grab the link. Oh, that blows. Huh. Well, maybe I put it up over here. I did. This is the Ohio Fish Rescue, and basically they're good folks. They got a lot of subscribers, etc. And what he's saying is, could you say something? Hopefully my stream isn't dying here. Could you say something about donating to these guys? Sure. I would, let me go here. Wah. Let's go here. And let's go here. And you can go in here. And you can click on that and you can go check these guys out. I don't usually do this. There's no way I would do this on my other channel. I'm kind of a sucker for donating way too much money to worthy causes. So please, let's not turn this into donate to our favorite cause. I do suggest if you want donations, especially if you're a YouTuber, set up one of those smile things, promote the smile thing, and then you can gain money for your worthy cause. All right, let's go back and make sure I don't have any other questions I didn't answer. There was one last week I didn't answer from one of my friends, and I was going to do that, and I forget. Okay, I don't think I have any more. Let me look here. That was that. Yeah, the Ohio Fish Rescue. They need help. They're a YouTube channel, and they rescue fish, and you can give money to them. Studio handled. That's handled. Thinking it also might be easy to boom a mic by, again, just set everything up first. Do it the hard way, move stuff around, make sure you, for instance, you set up your light stand here and your light stand here and your boom mic over here and you got it all dialed in and everything else. Just take some gaff tape or some duct tape or whatever, and just dots, and just put them on the floor, on the garage floor. That way you can move it out, you can move it back in, you can adjust things again and play with it. And once you got it nailed, then you can do the hard mount things. But use some tape or something to do that. I used to do that because I had, I mean, think about it. I had one light, key light on a light stand, a fill light on a light stand, a hair light, backlight. There's so many names for this. On a light stand with a boom. Then I had 2 giant stands for my backdrop. Then I had a practical light. No, it was another light that shoots across it. And I had light stands everywhere, and I just hated them, and they were all over, and I didn't like them, so I mounted them on the wall. But again, just use some tape and figure stuff out. Okay, back to the comments. I think I got all the questions, which is cool. Do I want to save this? I don't. All right, let's see what questions we got here. Stormy London, no sweating. Make sure I don't miss any. I missed some. Glasses. A sheen breaker. I know he's coming. Switcher. Yeah, Stream Deck. You can check it out. If you want to spend 99 or 149 bucks or whatever it is on there, that's cool. I really want one of those comment things that show up in OBS. It's just how professionally you're putting on pro level glass before the rest of us start the day. Oh, right. See? Wait a second. This is coffee. I'm sorry. I have not had enough coffee. Sheen breaker is makeup. I knew that. Yes, sheen breaker. All right. What do we got here? I'll see you at NAB. Oh, dude, I will so... Yes! And worth it or not, it's going to NAB. I am so happy. That was that thing. Kevin, I wasn't asking for donating to the fish rescue. I was asking if you could help them with specific tips and tricks for their channel and video making. Did I mention not enough coffee? I could absolutely give them tips and tricks for their video and filmmaking. Little known fact. I'll just mention this on this channel. I don't mention it so much on my other channel. I get a ton of comments and I get a ton of emails. I get, I'd say easily over 100 emails a week where somebody asks me a question. Hey, I'm doing this thing. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't work out. What should I do? And I spend a lot of time answering these emails. So if you know these people and they need some help, and yeah, if they need some help or they want to make their videos better or something like that, have them reach out to me, thebasicfilmmaker@gmail.com. That's just not a hard thing to remember. Have them reach out to me. Now, what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to do what other people do to other people, is go over to someone's channel and say, hey, I'm now going to tell you how you should run your channel and what you should do and give you tips and tricks and all that other stuff. I mean, if Peter McKinnon came over in my video and started leaving comments about how I should film and how I should frame and everything else, would I listen to him? No. Why? Because I'm a snarky bastard. No. Because my channel is my channel and I do it the way I do it. And his channel is a big, gigantic channel, and he does things the way he does it. I'm not going to change everything to be Peter McKinnon and then change my channel because I don't want to be Peter McKinnon. So I don't like doing that. Is the point? Is I don't like going over to the channel and going, you should do this and you should do that. And hey, maybe if you fixed your lighting, it's so irritating because you come off as a know-it-all. Plus, if someone's doing something and it's working for them and their channel's working well and somebody starts planting these ideas over there, ouch. That's just me. But hey, if you know them and if they're willing to reach out toward me and they have legit questions that they want to ask, absolutely. I do that with anyone. Oh, let me do this. I want to make sure... I'm sorry, that I don't think he's here because he's doing a live stream. This guy is, did I do the right thing? I think I did the right thing. I did. This guy, he's probably over on Facebook right now. I'm not saying this guy will even be close to your cup of tea. I met this guy. He lives in a town of about, I think it's 6 or 9 people. I mentioned him before, outside of Perth, Australia. Terrible. And he does live streams. And if you look at his live streams, if you can tolerate what he does, I mean, his on-screen persona is so different from his off-screen. I don't mean he's acting. He does these 4 and 5 hour live streams on Saturdays. And then I find out at 3 in the morning, our time, his time, something like that. He does a whole nother live stream on Facebook. Again, I'm not saying this is how you should pattern your channel, but if you're into live streaming and you want to see someone really do it way the hell over the top, you should watch this guy. I can get through about half an hour or 45 minutes of watching it, and I just got to stop. I got to go take a breath and just get a drink. I just wanted to show you this channel in case you're into the whole live streaming thing. I went there. I saw a setup. I think he uses the Rode thing or the ATM thing. And I looked at what he's doing and the multiple cameras and the studio things and the camera and the smoke and the little dancing skull creature. And he's nailed that. And he's come over to me a few times and said, hey, I like your live stream. And that's really cool. And whoa, look at this guy. Look at how much work he puts into his live stream. It's funny. Anyway, I wanted to say that. Okay, let me see if we have any other comments, which I think we do. Where did I leave off? Let me make sure I don't miss anything. Uh-oh. I think I did. Turbo TSI. Hey, man. Hello. Thank you. Good to see you. Thanks as always for the sound advice. I have Molten 500 gram M2 for sound blanket. Absolutely. Good stuff. Again, I suggest going to Amazon or your local moving store and get some sound blankets, some cheap sound blankets. They're not going to be the greatest. They're not going to be the best. They're not going to be like these professional sound blankets, but like your microphones and your stands and your lights, no matter what you do, heck, go get some thick blankets and double them over like quilts or something. Work on the cheap to set this up, and then you'll be like, wow, okay, this works. My sound blankets work. They're cutting things down a little bit. This really works. I really want to nail it now. Then go buy the expensive stuff. What else we got? Hey, thanks for the tip on these. Bart Johnson. Photo Joseph uses makeups for his shows, and he has a few videos about what to use. Hey, I'm going to definitely check that out. What's the barcode? We did that. See, I'm glad I went back. I missed these. Stormy London? Yep. Tired? Yep. Bart. Hi, Kevin. You there? Glasses. Yep. Sheen Breaker. We already went through that stupidity that I went through. Switcher mentioned. That just shows us. You guys probably can't see this stuff. Let's blow this thing up. Ha! That shows us just how professional you are putting pro level glass on before. Sheen Breaker's makeup. Yep. I'll see you at NB. Oh, we went there. We went there. Awesome. Did that. Wasn't asking for doing money. Got it. No question, but I want to say I appreciate what you put out and enjoy watching from the wilds of Nebraska. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Lots of tips and tricks over at Basic Filmmaker University. Oh, absolutely. Abso-freaking-lily. Hey, thanks for the little. He's my PR guy. I just hired him. That's not. I'm joking. That's not true at all. Thanks for the PR, man. Thanks for the thing. I do want to do one thing real quick because you may be interested in this or not, which is fine. This is going to be, before we get back to it, a little short promo. If you go Wait for it. Wait for it. Just wait for it. Doo-doo-doo. Sorry to keep you waiting. I wasn't prepared to do this. I just made this up. Go here. Go here. Go here. Go here. And go here. Ha! Did it. Okay. So here's the deal. I got a new YouTube Academy course. I made one like 6 or 7 years ago, back before they were popular, I think. This one's the bomb. It's 80% off on February 29th at 11:59 and 59 seconds p.m. That 80% off goes away, and we're done. If you want to get some information, if you're starting a YouTube channel, if you want to learn how to do it, go over there, look at it, check it out, say, oh yes, this makes sense to me. If you don't, then don't. That's cool. But there are free courses and stuff over there which you can do, and there's more coming. And thanks for the shout out on the university. Where are we? Trips. What's your feeling on non-speaking YouTube videos, i.e. written instructions, etc., but not seeing or having the presenter talk? Excuse me. Let me just make sure. What's your feelings? My feelings are... I mean, really, you could do whatever you want. You want to have non-speaking things. You just want to do visuals, instructions, etc. No presenter. Go for it. Now, it's a little different if you're doing a YouTube channel and you want to make it grow and you want to make money at it. I cover this in depth at the course. And you want to do all that and you're willing to work at it because it's a lot of work. I've analyzed this for about a year, and what happens is when people put their face on the screen, first they get used to putting their face on the screen, and they work it out, and they work out how to do it, and they work out all the bugs when they're small, and as they grow, they create a connection with their audience, depending on the subject matter. I mean, if all my videos were just me not on screen, which I'd be okay with. I don't want to be popular. I want to help people. Like if I were just doing Premiere Pro videos or editing videos and I just kicked them out one after the other with me not on the screen, that's cool. But what happens when I was analyzing these channels and talked to some other creators is their subscribers and views would go up and they would hit this peak point and they would level out for a while. And some were fine with that. What would happen is they started FaceTime, getting their face on the screen. It would go like this, and they go like this for months and months and months. And then they get their face on the screen, and they start growing again. Why? Not because they were personable, not because they were great looking. I think people on YouTube, yes, they want to learn things. Yes, they want to come over and get tips and tricks and whatever. But people want to make a connection with someone that's real. I'm very real. What you see is what you get. This is my sense of humor. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I don't really care. Everybody's not my cup of tea. That's cool. That doesn't mean I don't like them or they don't like me. But being on screen, people can make a connection with me. They can see I'm real. They can see I'm live. So, to answer your question is, the choice is, do you want to make a connection with an auditor? With an auditor? You don't want to make a connection with an auditor. Or maybe you do. If you want to make a connection with an audience and build an audience and get practice on being on camera by doing it over and over and getting more relaxed on it, because when you start, if you haven't done it, your videos are going to most likely suck. Mine did, because I was... And you get more practice, and you eventually relax, and you eventually become you. and you make a connection with the audience. So if you want to make a connection with your audience, make friends with your audience, and grow your channel, eventually make money at it, and do all that, I think you should have your face on screen. If not, okay. It doesn't mean you're going to die or it isn't going to be a good channel. It's kind of what you want to do. Like, where's your purpose? I want to grow my channel. I want to keep growing it. I want to get a lot of viewers. I want to do this full time. I want to make money at it. Yeah, you should make a connection with your audience, put your face on screen at least a little bit. If you don't care, no, I don't think it matters. That's my answer, Glenn, and thanks for asking. What's next? Hey, look, I did it. What is this? Oh, yeah. Okay, I understand your point of view. I'll talk to them and tell them to Absolutely. That didn't happen to me. I had to go FaceTime due to YouTube rules about reused content, but my subscriber numbers went down. Interesting. Huh. That's really, really interesting. Your subscriber numbers went down. Reuse content. Yeah. I can offer all sorts of opinions and stuff like that, but I'm not going to because I don't understand the dynamics of your channel, reuse content. I haven't looked at the analytics. Do you post twice a week? Did you change something? There's so many dynamics going on to that. So maybe an email or maybe something else. I might be able to answer that question on why your subscribers went down. But right now, I don't have enough information unless I go check out your channel and get more information. Sorry about that. I'm working through your YouTube course at the moment, and it's very good. Awesome. Thanks, man. Buy it quickly. Yeah. Buy it now. Again, I don't want to get into the whole promotional thing. I suck as a salesperson. I'm really not a hard sell person. Maybe you think I am. But right now, it's list priced at $697 is the retail price. The discount price I'll be offering it for is $349. And the pre-release course right now until February 29th, although it's kind of released, is $149. You're charging money and you're a YouTuber. Man, do I want to give people like that a finger right now. I'm sorry, I have to eat. I cover that in a lecture in there. So if you want to get it and you're interested in it and you want to grow your YouTube channel or you want to support the channel, I'd rather have you be more interested than support me. Although I appreciate it when you do. Then check it out and buy it. And if you don't, then don't. How about that? See? Hard sell. Car salesman, I could never work. I'd last about a day. Buy it quickly. Now I missed one. Here it is. Cleaner. How do you keep from over researching a gear purchase? It's so easy to get hung up on features and pros and cons. Wow. How do I not over research it? Well, first, I try and get my head out of my closet. Excuse me. I'm really thirsty. And okay, let's go back to the basics. Get what you need. Work it for blood. I've said this before. I started with a Zoom H1 the old model pocket mic recorder, and I think I had a little shotgun mic or a lapel mic, and that's how I started. And I ran that thing for blood. I got every ounce squeezed. Then later on, I got into the game of, I should upgrade to a Zoom H2. And it was better. And then a Zoom H2N? No, H4. H4. and then an H4n. Finally, I was like, enough of this, and I got an H6, which is awesome, by the way. And then at some point, this is for me, this doesn't have to be your journey, is I went, that's it. I know I'm going to spend a lot of money doing this, but I am so tired of, I wonder if YouTube will flag this, dicking around with gear. Now realize when I used to work, gear was rented or supplied by the company. They brought it in. It went away after I was done. Or there were people who already came in with all their cool stuff and they knew all they were doing. That wasn't my job to do sound and stuff like that. So I was like, screw it. I'm tired of messing with this. My channel's grown to a point where I'm done. I'm tired of messing with gear. And I just want to come in and produce videos. I'm going at this full time. I don't want to mess around anymore with almost. So, trying to make a long story short, I went to people who know better than me, for instance, with audio. He's not the expert on the planet, but I went to Curtis Judd and I said, hey, I want to up my audio game for both my live streams. I'm already good with my mic on my channel, which was an NTG3. And the H6 is okay, but I'm kind of done. I'm done. So I went out and I bought the Mix. I don't know if you can see that. The mixpre 3. I checked it out on NAB. I asked Curtis Judd about it. Yes, there's the zoom, the this. So I went out and I went to someone who I know and who I trust and asked them the direct question. If to some degree money was no object, I want a really good recorder. I don't want to dick around with sound. I don't want to dick around with noise. I don't want to mess around. What would you suggest? And here would be my price range. And he suggested the Shure SM7B, which I love, especially when I'm doing tutorials, and the mixpre 3. I checked them out at NAB, and I bought them. In fact, I bought 2 of them. And I've never looked back. I don't sit here now, except with my live streams that I'm dialing in. I don't goof around with sound anymore. I don't goof around with audio anymore. I don't sit there trying to get the noise out and the limiters. So I spent the dough. So how do I not get into super researching for the rest of tomorrow? I go look at the things. I've already used all the things, like the H1 and all these other things, and I've used the hell out of them, so I know what they won't do and I know what I want. So then when I go out, I just don't make any, how do I say this? I don't make any allowances for what I want so I can save $15 or $30 because I'll just get pissed off and it won't be what I want, and then I'll be looking for something else. I'm not saying you go out and buy, oh, I'm shooting YouTube talking head videos. I should buy a $37,000 C700. If you got the money, go for it. But I decide the level and the quality of what I want. Then I go research those things. I get advice from people I trust who will actually give me real advice, and from companies I trust. That's what I do. I don't need to go out and check out Asden. Well, Shure is good. Asden and Shure and this company and Ceramonic and blah, 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 because I have a Rode NTG3, which is awesome for my voice. I have a Shure SM7B, and I have 2 mixpre audio recorders. I'm done. I don't have to pay attention to that anymore. Hopefully that wasn't too much of a ramble. That's how I do it. I decide, I use the stuff, I bleed it until I can't get any more blood out of it. Now I know what I actually need. I contact people who I trust, not blah, blah trust, but actually communicate with and trust, and I know what they're talking about. I get their advice and opinions. I check out the company. I check out their support. And then I quit dicking around with how I'm going to save $30 or $20 or $70 because I've been through that pain. When I've decided, I hit the buy button, I get it, and I make sure that it has some sort of 7 or 15 or 30-day return guarantee in case the thing sucks. That's how I choose things. I wish the answer was easier, like yes or no, but it wasn't. Okay. People hate me. I don't care. That's awesome because there are people who don't like me either, and I don't care. Thanks, Kevin. I'm working through your YouTube course at the moment. It's very good. Hey, thanks, Glenn. Clear something. Buy it quickly. We've been there. Bart Johnson. How to not over-research a person. Browse Amazon while... Bart, I love you, man. Yeah, that's a solution. Absolutely. I'm not a drinker. Uh, Not that I'm against drinking. I will have, like when I'm at NAB, I'll have like a little glass of wine or something like that. It's because I'm a lightweight. If I drank like a shot of whiskey, I would actually fall over and just pass out. Like the cheapest date ever. Thank God I'm married. And thank God my wife doesn't drink either. Anyway, I'm not against it. But yeah, that's a great, yeah. Shot of whiskey. Yeah. And then you just buy it. I love Bart. Mixpre 3 Mark Tool rule. Wow. Mixpre 3 Mark Tool rules. Whew. Wow. That was tough. I love the Mixpre. I know there's the Zoom F6 and the Mixpre 6 and the 10 and the blah, blah, blah for me and what I do, especially in the studio since I'm not going out much and shooting and sets and all the audio stuff that crazy audio guys do. I love this thing, especially for just recording my voice. This microphone, I throw it on there, I record it, I post it, I'm done. I don't have to worry about really anything. On the Mixpre 3 2, what they've done is they've added some really cool stuff. I think it's 32-bit float, if I'm sure on that, which basically means you have all that cool stuff where you can not give a crap about your levels to some degree and get good sound. Anyway, I have the original Mixpre and another original, not the original, but at the last version before they made the 2. I spent $700 on that. I liked it so much. A week later, I bought the other one. And then a couple of months later, they came out with a Mixpre 3 2. And I didn't buy it because I'm completely satisfied with what I got. And it works for me. Love the Mixpre, man. Whew. What advantages to wearing headphones during a live stream? I never do, but see many who do. Because I am not a professional live streamer like many people who have the ultimate confidence and skill and ability to set up their live stream and have everything work. I have this plugged into the way I'm live streaming. This is the way I'm live streaming. I'm not saying you have to do this. The way I'm live streaming is I have my Canon XF 400 over there. I love this camera. What happens is this mic goes into the Mixpre 3. The Mixpre 3 feeds over to the input on that camera. I have a wireless HDMI signal going from the top of that camera. It could be hard connect over to this little dude over here. You can't really see that, which is the wireless connector. That comes in to this little Pango, which is a 4K converter. I do 1080. That goes into my computer, into OBS. So right now I'm sitting here. This little guy right here is my headphone jack. Let's hopefully I don't kill it. Right now my headphone jack is in there. So to answer your question, I don't have the confidence yet to know that everything's working, and I've burned enough times to find out that my audio wasn't loud enough, the audio cut out. I did this. that was accidentally turned off the audio portion and didn't know it. So I know what's going on. It's kind of weird because it's a little laggy in my head. But this is the feed, and I know if I can hear myself over here connected into this little device, which is the feed, then I know that mic's working and the levels are okay, and this mic's working, and I know it's coming in, and all is good. Should I be hooking up probably to the end stream on the computer? Yes. Have I figured out how to do that? No. Am I a noob at live streaming? Yes. That's why I'm looking at the ATM, and I'm looking at all this other stuff so I can have one place stop shopping, and I can start putting cameras in the studio and over the B-roll table and doing all sorts of fancy stuff. But right now I'm just sitting here and listening to myself, making sure that you can hear me and I don't do something stupid. That's why I wear the headphones. Cool. I built a location, Trevor, hey man, and thanks Rob. I built a location sound bag around the mixpre 3 and an Orca OR27 sound bag. Ah, nice. 2 wireless laws and either wired or wireless boom pole. Oh, slick. Nice little setup for interviews and small indie type films. Absolutely. Obviously, Trevor kind of has this sound thing down. Like if you go over to Curtis Judd's audio channel, hey, let me do this. If you go over to boom. If you go over to there, not right now, I'm trying to get views for my channel. Joking. I don't care about views for my channel here. And you do one of his live streams, they're really cool and he answers your question and you'll learn a lot. But there are people over there that ask questions that Curtis answers. I don't know what the hell they're talking about. Because it's like these are high level dudes. Like, hey, if you're using the XM4272 with a connection of the 1642 into the ATM thing, which has a thing over here, and you take the pot and you adjust it using a super vernacular laser, like, what are you guys talking about? You'll learn a lot over there. Trevor is obviously experienced. What he's talking about is he has a bag, sound bag, and wireless flaps and either wired or wireless boom pole. When you're doing sound mixing, I'm talking a little out of turn. I'm not a professional sound mixer. You have your recorder, you have a sound bag, you have like wireless feeds, you have mic feeds, you have boom feeds, you have all this stuff going on and channels and stuff going on. And it's nice to have a bag and everything contained. Not just any bag, because you can actually buy bags where you take one of your recorders and you stick them in there and you can't get to the levels and all that stuff. So that's what he's talking about, and that's cool. And I probably need to check out your channel, Trevor, to see what you do over there, because you probably know what you're doing, because anybody who can say Orca OR27 sound bag knows more than most people about audio and recorders. What else we got here? I have to go. Thank you very much for answering my question. Hey, man, thanks for coming in. Really, I really appreciate it. Much appreciate it. Would you consider doing a live stream session with studio guests or a joint live? Trevor Bagwell, not learn, just learning. Just have a good day job that allows me to have a few toys. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. People who are really skilled at what they do are usually quite humble, and I don't mean in a way like they're trying to be humble. They just are. They know they have a lot to learn, and so they're like, yeah, I only make like $1 million on my job and my film, but no big deal. Back to this other question. Would I consider doing a live session with studio guests or joint hookup? Absolutely, I want to do that. I tested this a little bit. If you go over to, let me see if I still have this up. Let's go. Oh yeah, here's Curtis Judd's audio channel. Let me flip that screen on. And if you'll notice over here, one of the most important videos that you will find on his channel is right here. The basic filmmaker on gear. Just forget all these other videos and watch this one. I'm joking. I haven't figured it out, and I don't have enough experience. I really want to do stuff like I want to do interviews with Curtis, with Bart, with another guy named Andre over at Worth It or Not, Dave Andrade, maybe Ryan Connolly, Roberta Blake, like all these dudes. I really want to do that. But I want to do it good. And the whole thing where I tie in Skype, me tying in with Skype sucks. When I did this interview with Curtis, his capture was good, but I was on Skype and the sound is terrible. And anyway, long story short, I don't know how to do that yet. I haven't figured it out yet. I don't think I have the equipment yet. But when I do, I am absolutely going to do interviews and stuff like that. Like there's some people who took the university YouTube course right now. One guy in particular started his channel about 3 weeks ago from scratch, like zero. And he listened and is doing everything I said in that course, and he's doing awesome, and his channel is fabulous, and his videos are fabulous, and I'm like, of course he's a photographer. I'd like to interview this guy in 3 months and have him, from his point of view, say what he did. Not as a promo for the course, but have him say what he did, how he did. So even small channels, I think it'd be cool. Passionate people, people that have like some passion, like these Ohio fish guys. How'd you get into this? Why are you doing this? Why aren't you trying to save the planet or doing save the dogs, or like why? Because I'm interested. So yeah, absolutely. I really want to do stuff like collabs, not so much to get people to my channel, but have studio guests and just talk to them. Like I want to talk to Ryan and what's the other guy at Rode? I forget the other guy's name at Rode. Like I want to get them on a live stream and talk about their recent flurry of microphones. Show us some photos of your in Australia of your like what you're doing there. I want to do a live stream with this ice bike guy and say, hey, give me a tour of your studio without all the blah blah. How do you do that? So yeah, absolutely. I absolutely want to do that. Absolutely want to do that. And I am not keeping track of the time. And that's usually bad. Let me see. Oh, you're not going to tell me how long I've been streaming? Like, seriously, dude? Wow. Let me go down here. No, it's not telling me how long I've been streaming. Well, that kind of blows. Okay. Oh, you know what I can do? I can come up here. No. What's Top Chat? All messages are visible? You telling me you're not showing me all my messages? You bastards. I think up here, toggle timestamps. Boom! There we go. I saw things show up and people show up. Top Chat. Give me a frickin' break. Okay. Let's go back here and see what we got. So we started at, well, no, that's Worth It or Not, who likes to hang out early. 11. And it's a little after 12. 70 minutes. I could have just asked Glenn. Curtis is in the house. Dudes. Dudes. I was just talking about you, buddy. Hey, thanks, Curtis. After last week's disaster of sound and a few other things, I, in a frenzy, emailed Curtis directly. By the way, if you're freaking out and you need help, just mail Curtis Judd I need help at yahoo.org. I'm joking. If I actually did that to him, I don't know. I'd have to pay him money to hire an admin or something. But I freaked out and I sent him an email like, "Argh!" Which I never do, and I did. And Curtis offered me some suggestions, and I found out, I don't know if Curtis cares or if you care, I found out there's this weird problem going on with the camera. I thought it was the mixpre 3 or the Pango or the computer or the this or my settings. And what happened was, long story short, this camera over here, if I set a 20 megahertz, if I set a 20 megahertz tones from here over that camera and set that to 20 megahertz, then what it does is no matter how loud I speak, it pegs that camera at 20 megahertz. Limiters are off, everything's off. I think I need to update the firmware. There's a problem with that camera. So the problem was with the camera. The way I have this dialed in is I have the mixpre 3, the gain set to 60 or 62, as suggested by Curtis. The gain on this right now is set to -12. And now it's doing whatever on the camera that it's supposed to be doing, and it sounds better. I'm still not totally satisfied with it. Back to the comments. God, I love that Curtis comes and does stuff. I'd be down for an interview. Oh, absolutely. I would absolutely interview Bart. This guy, I said this before on this. He's got like 10 or 12 or 15 subscribers on his channel, which I don't understand why. Because he's awesome. He's like a real guy. Like he goes out and he has like I used to do a long time ago, except he's probably better than me. Goes out and does production work and has crews and shoots things and goes to churches and lights stuff. And he's got so much knowledge in that brain of his. I would absolutely interview you in a freaking heartbeat. You let me know when you get your stuff back up and we'll do that. When I figure out how to do the live interviews and stuff without doing them crappy with Skype, like how I did with Curtis and totally messed it up because it sounded like crap, then we're doing that. And then when I buy an ATM and a new camera and a studio, I'm joking. Okay. I'll be down for an interview. 70 minutes. Thank you. Yeah, we're going to have to wrap it up soon. Bart Johnson would be great with his trailer. No one's going to get that, Chris. And you are a bastard. There's a long story. If Bart wants to just dive into that, fine. If not, we're going to leave it alone. Hey, there we go. Curtis is like Superman. I know, right? I mean, not only does he know so much about audio, of course he's been doing it for 10 or 12 years, but he's just this freaking tall, blonde-haired, good-looking, white-teethed, fit, 6'4" or 7" son of a bitch who makes other people like me not look as good-looking as they actually are. I'm joking. I love Curtis. Curtis is a guy with a heart of gold. Love this guy. All right, where are we? I got to get my live stream back and running up again. I think I have the bare minimum equipment again. Oh, yes! I love your live streams. Thanks, Rob M. Rob Trek, yeah, last week's sound was weak. Today is great. Thank you. Judd, in order of fame. Ashley Judd. Judds. And Curtis Judd. Oh man, Trevor, dude, I don't know if you're going to the NAB, but you are my kind of guy. We need to hang out together. And you should see his brother, Carrie Judd. If I died and came back to life as a girl, yeah, I'd be looking either of them up. They're disgustingly good looking. Carrie's also a musician. I think Curtis is too a bit. He's also a great filmmaker. He travels around and does great stuff. Curtis Judd. Thanks, Kevin. Right back at ya. Well, he's awesome, but he can't spell. Actually, he can. That's awesome. Okay, Chris Padilla, I have another house at the moment. Yeah, Chris, you're such a bastard. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up unless I have any more questions. Uh, Thank you for joining me. I was going to go in and I was going to talk about YouTube more. I was going to talk about my course a little bit, which I did. I was going to answer your YouTube questions and these other questions over here. I was actually going to talk about the new Rode dudes. Again, they came out with the Rode NT, Rode Mini, Rode NT. Oh, damn it. Let's just go take a look at this. It is right. Yeah, there's Curtis Judd. He missed all that stuff. Where are you, Rode? There it is. The Rode NT USB Mini. I'm quite interested in this for a number of reasons. I think it's cool. I have one that's supposed to show up here Monday. I'm going to look at it and check it out. And it's freaking $99, which I don't believe. And I was looking at the specs and stuff, and it's really cool. Anyway, I was going to cover that and a bunch of other stuff, but I really don't want to run on for hours and hours and hours because I just aren't, I'm not that good at this, and I don't find myself that interesting. Anyway, thank you for joining me. Let me check the last minute comments here and see if we got anything cooking. Whoop. Thanks, Ian. Bromance. Yeah? Are you kidding me? Pfft. Give me a good looking guy. I'm bromancing. My wife's going to watch this. She's going to either crack up or give me that look. Balcony. Woo! Living with MS10. Hey, man. Hi. Glad I could pop in. Thanks, Ian. Thanks, Ian. Okay, I'm done. I'm out of here. Thank you for joining me. We'll see you next week. Wait. You won't see me next week. There'll be some videos. My wife and I, because of some stuff we did for a charitable organization, a lot, are going on a surprise trip to some exotic, fully paid, first class, blah, blah, for 5 days next week. All expense paid because we did good things for them. And so this is going to be fun. We don't even know where we're going until we arrive at the airport and know we're going out of the country. And then to someplace else possibly. And I've seen some pictures. I think it's going to be like exotic-y, Fiji. I don't know. Hopefully I'll be back. Hopefully I don't end up in some jail cell with some cartel or something like that. Anyway, well, thanks for joining me. We'll talk to you next time. I love you guys. Thanks for your support. Thanks for supporting my channels. Thanks for supporting the university. And we will talk to you later.